What's good, everyone? We're back with another deck profile, and today we're going to be covering Marincess. Marincess is a water cypress deck. A very cool deck for anyone who loves water type decks. Definitely a must-have. They have a bit of a waifu aspect going for them. Big boss monsters that can be immune to card effects. They have their own infinite imperm. They're very budget. They got a reprint not too long ago, so they're really budget to build. Definitely a deck worth picking up if you want something new, something fun, and let's get right into it. Why are they cybers? I have no idea. These should be aquas, but hey, what do I know, right? Konami is Konami. So our best starter for the deck is going to be Blue Tang. Definitely run 3 elves, 100%. She does 2 things. She gets to Foolish Burial a Marincess. Typically, you will Foolish Burial a Seahorse, and if you already have Seahorse in hand, you're going to do a Mandarin. That's your target for those 2. And also, when she's used for link material for a water type monster, we get to Power Duality. So escalate the top 3 and then bring a Marincess to our hand if we excavate it. So, that's what she does. Definitely the best starter. We play also Triple Pascalis. She's a good extender. When she's summoned, we get to special summon a Marincess from our hand. Ideally, your best hand is going to be Pascalis, summon, normal, and then special summon, and then Foolish Burial Seahorse. And that's what she is for. She's for an extender. Just so you know, with that, as you can see the level 4s, you can easily go into a Bahamut using these 2 if you can still extend forward after that, and then make your Toad immediately, and then use Bahamut as material as you start the link line. So that's a thing also. Next we play Triple Seahorse. Seahorse is a great extender. If we have a Marincess Link monster, we get to special summon her to its pointer. Simple as that. This is what your target typically is for Blue Tang to set in the grave, because we have an easy way to get her to the hand. And next, single Mandarin. I play one of her because I don't want to fill my deck up with too much Marincess monsters. I feel like I don't want to see Mandarin in my hand ever, and I'd rather Foolish Burial her. I'd rather see her in a grave instead. I just never want to hard draw her. If I get her as a bonus from Blue Slug from the Excavate, hey, I'll take it. But I don't want to see her in my hand, so I only play the one of. What she does is, if you control 2 more Marincess monsters, you get to special summon her to a Marincess Link Pointer, a Water Link Pointer, and then, but you have to banish her when she leaves the field. So that's the unfortunate part. Cool thing about her is that she is, with 1-for-1, she is a 1-card. 1-for-1 in this deck is a 1-card Link 3 immune to card effects. Really awesome. So definitely she's a must-have, but I think 1 is all good to go. Next we play a frog package, and that's gonna be triple swap, single dupe, and single Ronnie Boy. And we play the swap engine because they're good water extenders if we need them, and plus we want to make Toad. Toad is OP, and definitely this deck can make it. This deck can make a boss monster immune to card effects, and Toad all in one combo. But the frog package can be pretty big. So if you're running 3, 2, and 2, it can be pretty big, pretty fast, and we still want room for like hand traps and combo pieces. So we don't run too heavy of a swap, too heavy of a frog package. This is what we run at. Dupe and Ronnie Boy, we all know what they do, right? So this is my frog package for the deck. Next we play some water extenders, and that's gonna be the single Shatana and the single Angler. What Angler does is, if we control a water monster, we get special summon this from the hand. Simple as that, right? It's level 4 water, and special summon it. But we're locked out of special summoning any waters from our hand special summoning any monsters from the hand for us to turn. So make sure this is something you're using last, because our Seahorse can be special summoned, our Shatana can be special summoned, it's multiple things can be special summoned. So just keep in mind that you use that last. Shatana may look random because it's a worm, but it's a water, and it's a free special if we control no monsters. So its effect is, if we control no effect monsters, we get to special summon it from our hand, just like that. As you can see, we have plenty of level 4s, right? So Bahamut Shar is definitely a card to be played in the extra deck. I think I forgot to put mine in here for some reason. Don't know where it went. But anyways, Bahamut Shark, great way. Level 4s, they're everywhere. They have our extenders. And lastly, for our monster lineup, we play triple Ash Team Feet. And we just want to stop our opponent from being able to get too much advantage, you know. So Ash can really disrupt a lot of things at the right time. Although it doesn't shut down the decks in the meta right now, but it can definitely help. So yes, meow 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 meow. So that's it for our monster lineup. Let's go ahead and get into our spells and traps. Starting off with our spells. We play double Battle Ocean. I play double, not the single, because if this gets banished, we are screwed. If we do play Pot of Desires in this deck, and I never want to see, if both of these get banished, we're like screwed. We are really screwed. So we can't afford to play the single for that reason. Also, although it's searchable, if I don't mind having this in my hand, if let's just say I hard draw this and then I search it, I don't mind that extra field spell just in case I want to bring something else to my hand from the grave, like Waves. So I like running it at 2. I'm not a fan of running it at 1. I like having that extra safeguard just in case it gets banished, or you know. So anyways, we play triple. Mining, Searcher searches all of our Marincess monsters. Your typical target is going to be Blue Tang. You'll search Blue Tang for this. If not, Pascalis to special summon Blue Tang, and from there Seahorse and then Mandarin. Those are going to be your typical targets for Silent Mining. Great deck, must 3 of. Next we play the single Call by the Grave. We want cards like Silent Mining to go through and Blue Tang to go through, and Ash can like really disrupt us, so we play the Call by the Grave to allow us to do our plays. Single Monster Reborn, a simple extender, simple as that. We can continue link line with Monster Reborn. Also play a World Legacy Succession. Because we have so many links, World Legacy Succession can act as a Monster Reborn for our Marincess. So things like Monster Reborn and Succession can act as extenders by themselves, and we could also bring back our Marincess Link monsters. So definitely, I think worth running at least a 1 of, but you can cut that out if you feel like the deck is consistent enough for you. And 1 for 1. I've never played a deck that took advantage of 1 for 1 so much before in my life. This card by itself is a single Link 3 immune to card effects boss monster. Really awesome card to have. Maybe one day I'll make a combo video. If you guys want, let me know in the comments, I guess, if you guys want me to make a combo video of it. Or you guys can check out my other video of the my YuGiOh gameplays. Anyways, upstart, because 39 cards is better than playing the 40. And we play 1 Desires and 1 Avarice. With Avarice, we fill up the graveyard pretty fast, pretty easily, pretty quick. And being able to shuffle our link materials and our link monsters back into the deck and extra deck, and going the extra +1 is definitely a good to go for this deck. But I think it's only a 1-up because you're not always guaranteed to use it on the first turn. So I think it's something you want to see kind of in the later game for, as you want to get some card advantage. Desires, I only play 1. I play 1, just the same reason why I play 1 in my 10E deck, and it's because I have too much valuable pieces that I don't want to get banished, so I can't afford to play this thing twice. And I only want to see this thing only once the entire game. Like, I don't ever want to see this thing once again. So if I draw it, cool, I'll use it. I'll go ahead and take the draw 2. But other than that, though, I never want to see it ever again. If I don't draw it, it is what it is. I won't get the extra draw. Hopefully my hand is good enough, but I don't play, you know, I play 1 of each. You know, that's it for me, though. Next, for our traps, we play Waves. Waves, this is what you want to see when you excavate the top 3, when you use Blue Tang. This is what you want to see the most. If you can get Snatch it, then Snatch it unless you're reading the extender. But Marincess Waves does multiple things. Wave is a infinite impermanence. If we control a Link 3, we can activate it from our hand, and it negates an opponent's monster's effects. Unfortunately, it does target, but another cool thing it does is that if this resolves, all of our monsters become immune to our opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. So if we have Toad on the field, and we have our Link monster who's already immune to card effects, and we use waves, our Toad becomes immune to card effects too. So definitely good protection for him. I play a double Dynamiscus because banishing is good, better than destruction. Sometimes there's cards that it's kind of very hard to out. It's unfortunate that it does target, but it is what it is. Keep in mind that Dynamiscus, Dynamiscus does not discard for cost. So the activating requirement is to target a card. So you will target that card, and if your opponent has the response, that's when they'll respond. So if they tell you, oh, discard for cost, tell them there is no discard for cost. You don't discard a single thing. Just FYI. Also, because it's a paleo card, we get to bring out, it can turn into our level 2 aquas, so we can climb into Toad if we need to, if we have maybe, let's say, one frog monster on the field. And this Marincess wave, we can bring it from graveyard to hand. We can trigger Dynamiscus pretty easily. So I think it's worth a 2 of. And then we have double White Howling. You'll see why I'm playing 2 of each, but White Howling is a really good card, especially if you're going first. It can shut down decks really quick. What it does is, if we control a water monster, which all of our monsters are water, we get to banish one of our opponent's spells in the grave, and then negate all our opponent's spell cards for the rest of the turn. So what I'll do is I'll let them play. I'll let them use a spell, and whenever I want to hit that next spell, I'll activate White Howling, and they're shut off from spells for the rest of the turn, which is really cool. So wait until they activate that second spell before we activate this. And then we play the single Trap Trick. And Trap Trick is really good in this deck because it searches out our Wave, our Dynamiscus, and our Howling. Typically I like to search out the Wave if I don't have it, followed by Howling or Howling, and then Dynamiscus afterwards, something I really want to get rid of. But Trap Trick will help us search for any of these 3. I like it that it makes Wave searchable with Trap Trick. And yeah, I think the single is better than nothing, just because it kind of turns into any of these other cards. So definitely worth it, the trap cards. And let's go on to the extra deck now. For extra deck, we play triple Slug. Blue Slug is our Link 1-pointer. And what she does is when she Link summoned, we get to add a Marincess from grave to hand. Which means you can Foolish Burial, or you can summon Blue Tang, right? And then you'll Foolish Burial Seahorse. Oh yeah, so you'll normal Foolish Burial to the grave, Link away Blue Slug, right? And then you can chain block here if you want to. So if you want to chain block the Ash, you can do that, or the Ogre, you can do that, wherever you want to, where you want chain block. And then you can target Seahorse to bring Seahorse to hand. And then Seahorse, like we said, is the extender. So we special summon to a Link pointer, right? And we keep climbing from there. So that's why Blue Slug is really good. A must of 3 of. Next for our monster lineup, we play Sea Angel. I play double because she's our field searcher for the deck. So this is how we get our field spell from deck to hand, is with Sea Angel. I also like her Link pointer too, so that's why I run her at 2 instead of 1. Next, Crystal Heart. Now, in order for our boss monsters to be immune to card effects, we need 2 things. Number 1, we need Crystal Heart needs to be used as material for that Link monster, and also we have to have the field spell active. Those are the requirements to make any of our Link monsters immune to card effects, is when this is active and we used Crystal Heart as material for that Link monster. And then we play an enemy. This used to be like a $20 card. At the reprint now, it's much more cheaper. I picked up like probably 6 more enemies just because it's generic water support. So I think it's probably a nice penny stomp to pick up on. Hey, I loaded up on some, do as you like. But yep, like I said, this is what made the deck much more budget. I played double an enemy. Simple, she's a generic 2 water monsters we need, and we get to target a water monster with 1500 less attack, and then special summon it. Simple as that. And then when she gets sent to the grave, we get to add a Marincess card from grave to hand. So really cool. And then I play a single splash mage. And I play splash mage for the same reason why I play an enemy. His link pointers suck, you know, it does. But what splash mage does is it allows us to link climb. It allows us to use two. Well, getting doubled up here. Sorry about that, guys. An enemy allows us to be. We need 2 water monsters to make it, while splash mage need 2 cybers. Well, Marincesses are all water cybers, so we're good on both ends. But here's a drawback on enemy. On enemy, if you use that effect to special summon, you're locked in the waters. With splash mage, you're locked in the cybers monsters, which is okay because we play Avermax in this deck, and that's what my biggest reason to play mages is because this is how we link climb into Avermax. Maybe like on turn 2. I mean, turn 3 after we went first, then they go, and then we go. That's our whole purpose of it. So I definitely like splash mage to put in to play. If we play Phoenix, pop Backrow. It's just in case we have the Dynamiscus. Also, this is how we also get into our Avermax, since we need 2 monsters from extra deck. So we can, if we have, you know, either one of these 3 in combination, we're good, and that's how we make our Avermax. You could also pay IP, you know, if you wanted to also, instead of the Phoenix. But you know, I prefer I like, you know, Phoenix there because just in case for the backrow removal and the potential draw if, you know, situation happens, you know. Next, for the boss monster of the deck, we play double Marble Rock. This is typically what you end up on. I mean, the card effects turn 1. She allows us to every single turn be able to add a Marincess card from graveyard to hand, and that's what makes our trap card recyclable. We get to use Marincess Wave, you know, and then on our turn, bring it right back to our hand all over again. Or we can choose any of our monsters. So definitely a must-of. And yep. Also, Battle Ocean, right? I didn't talk about Battle Ocean very much. Well, Battle Ocean is our spell, it's our field spell that whenever we link summon in the deck and the link card is in our extra monster zone, we get to equip the Marincess monsters to it and then increase his attack by 600 for every card. So our main deck monsters become equip cards. So we will link away, let's just say, into Marble Rock, and then we'll activate Battle Ocean, and then we can equip 3 cards to her, right? 3 cards to her, and it can be any. It doesn't have to be the main deck. It could be link monsters too. And then plus she gets an extra 200 for the field spell. So Marble Rock ends up being at 4,500 beat stick, which is huge. She's huge. Definitely, and immune to card effects if we use Crystal Heart's material. And just an FYI, what you're going to want to use for that is you're going to want to equip 1, 2, 3. These are the cards you want to equip to Marble Rock, because an enemy, even if she's sent from the spell and trap zone to the grave, we get to get that Marincess card from grave to hand. Crystal Heart, we want to protect her from getting banished in the grave, like from Call by the Grave or DD Crow. So I'd rather see her here, because not many people are running Cosmic Cyclone. So I'd rather see her here rather than see her in the graveyard where she's vulnerable to get banished. Because we want to keep her just in case something happens to our Marble Rock, like getting Kaiju, you know, something like that. And Sea Angel is just there just because, like, I don't plan on returning her to the hand. Blue Slugs I keep in the grave because I want to shuffle them back into the deck. So that's just what I typically will target. Also, Wonderheart for our last boss monster of the Marincess is Wonderheart. Wonderheart is really cool because not only can she get big, where she'll get to 44, but she can special summon one of the equipped cards. So what happens is you'll have Battle Ocean, right? You've already used Wonderheart, right, as link for our boss monster. And what we can do is we can equip her with Marble Rock, an enemy, and Crystal Heart, right? And what she can do is during when we battle, we get to special summon one of these equip cards, right? And then we get to attack with that equip card, and it returns back to the spell trap zone after during the end phase. So what we can do is we can battle, special summon her, go main phase 2, activate Marble Rocks effect to bring either a monster or Marincess Wave from grave to hand, and then bring her back into the spell and trap. And we do that every single time. So really cool effect, really cool. I really like Wonder Heart, which is why I prefer to play Wonder Heart over Bubble Reef, because of that effect. I personally don't play Bubble Reef, I'm just not crazy about it. Alright, so and now for our last 2 cards, that was it for our Marincess boss monsters. We played the single Afromax that we talked about earlier. Really beast of a card, you know. We have some synergy because we do play Cyberse types. And lastly is Toad, obviously, right? We have Toad. I recommend, I think if you really want to, I think it is worth it to play Bahamut Shark. I think I forgot about Bahamut Shark about putting back in after I put in my extenders. That like, wait a minute, I have level 4s, I need to start using them. If you're gonna cut anybody out, maybe I recommend cutting out either a Phoenix or an Angel. If you're gonna introduce Bahamut, you know, something you can do if you want. And that's basically it. That's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys liked it. Have fun with the deck, and peace.